Hello, hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we're diving back into Advance Bravely. We're jumping into episode 13. It's been a little while since I've reacted to episode 12. If you paid attention to the community tab on my channel a couple weeks ago, or if you saw my channel update video, I think for December 2021. I think I mentioned it there. It's either November or December. I think it was December's update video. I mentioned that I was going to continue reacting to this, but I wanted to read the novel or the source material first, and then catch up to where I was in the series and then continue the series, because you guys have told me that, well, it's been heavily censored because China and things over in China and just how they view things over there. So there's a lot of stuff that from the original source material that got censored. But also there's just just details about, questions I had about, where we ended in episode 12 that, we're going to get filled in with all this steamy material. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, clearly I need to catch up. So I read the first chapter and I was clutching my pearls within the first 3 minutes reading. I'm like, Lord, none of this was in the oh Lord, I don't remember this. And it's just taken me a little bit longer to catch up than I thought, because like I said, I'm only on episode 13 now, but I just finished reading, I think chapter 52. So I'm in chapter 53 now in the novel, and I'm just now caught up to where we are in episode 12. So there's a lot of stuff. I mean, some of the chapters are kind of, verbatim for what the episodes, and some of the the episodes might have been split to amongst 2 or 3 different chapters. But there's still a lot of details and things in this novel that were not included, and not even necessarily steamy details, just details that I'm like, I don't remember this in the episode, but okay, that makes a little bit more sense. That makes some sense here. But yes, there are some steamy details included, and honestly, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about them. If you've read the novel, then you kind of probably know where I'm going, and maybe it's a translation, because I'm sure there are multiple translations. This is just a translation that I found on Wattpad, but maybe it's a translation thing, or maybe that's just how the novel was written. I don't know. But y'all who know me, know I've got certain viewpoints that made very, very clear. I promote certain ideals on this channel. I'm all about normalizing male intimacy, and I'm all about promoting consent. So there were some parts, especially in the latter chapters, that caught me up to episode 12. That I don't quite know how I feel about Gong in this novel. In watching the series, I kind of feel like I prefer the censored version. There's just something sweeter and more romantic about Gong in this censored version than in the novelization for me. Not to say that those same sort of sweet, romantic feelings aren't there. Yes, those feelings are still there, but there's a lot more aggressiveness, and there's a lot less consenting things that I've seen thus far. There's been a lot of sort of forcefulness and kissing out of the blue and descriptions of tongues slipping into places and, forceful cuddling and all this other kind of stuff. And I'm just like, girl, will you put some ice on it? Girl, calm down. Jesus, I get it. He's hot. I get it. But let's calm it down, girl. Jesus. So yeah, there's just been some stuff that just kind of made me look at Gong in a different light, and I'm like, I don't know if I like this side of Gong. So yes, while some things I could see how they might be interpreted as, hot and steamy, there's other parts of it that I'm just like, maybe we should wait for the consent before we do this. Maybe we should try the consent thing a little. Let's go back to the consent a little. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this translation. But yes, my goal is I wanted to read it so that while I'm reacting to the episodes, I can read the novel after I react to the episodes and then see, kind of compare and contrast the differences between the source material and the adaptation that's been censored. So yeah, that's potentially what I'm going to be doing from here on out. So we're going to dive into episode 13, where we left off in episode 12. Zong and Yao they went on their little day trip, and then they ended up getting stranded because of the rain and whatnot, so they ended up staying in the hotel together, and for the night. And they showed nothing in the thing, which I'm like, okay, that's fine, you don't have to show us anything. The novel told me all kinds of just things. Like I said, there was a lot of aggressive, forceful stuff happening. Like there wasn't any assault, none of that happened, but it very easily could have. I don't think Zong's character ever would, but it could have stumbled into that direction if, things got out of hand a little bit. I don't know. Zong was a little too damn pushy for my own damn liking, and he was lacking a whole lot of consent. But they didn't actually do from what I read. There was a lot of kissing and some heavy petting, and, Yao keep pushing him off, like, okay, can we stop? I'm trying to go to sleep. And then Zong's like, fine. He goes to the bathroom and relieves himself. And meanwhile, Yao's like, oh, Lord, I'm soaked. Which I'm like, okay, I get it. He's a delicious man. But, like, just mixed feelings all the way around. Yeah, so we're just going to dive into this episode and see where things take us. That's all I can really say. Right, his friend went to go visit him the next morning because he thought he was feeling sick, or he was staying in for the night, and his mom's like, oh no, he left the other day and he hasn't been back yet. So now he's drinking his sorrows away. Is that the same guy who, the thief from a few episodes back? Mm-hmm.
不会是认错人了吧？
特好，特完了再来。
这招真他妈绝了！要是还能摊上个那么有钱的主就好了。
So he's using the accidental ploy he had last time to try and score again. Okay, friend. I get it, you're drunk, but your friend is passed out on the concrete. Girl, okay, we just gonna leave the friend.
他把你逮着了。行啊，几天不见，从杀马特一跃成为洗剪吹了。你谁啊？装，接着给我装。你连你衣食父母都不认识了？啊？哎呦，大宇哥呀！刚才晕晕乎乎的没认出来。啊，那个我先不跟你聊了，我二舅还等着我，我先走了。编，你还接着给我编。哎，我还真是长见识了哈，头一次见你这么标新立异的骗术。骗？我骗你什么了
Girl, don't act stupid.
行啊，月光族。啊。
He almost
要
looks
说你偷我那也
adorable.
偷了不少东西吧？这才1个月不到，你还给嘚瑟没了？哎呦，瞧这事儿闹的，
那天我走的时候吧，你还没睡醒，我本来想叫你起来把门锁上呢，可叫了半天你也没反应，我就直接走了。不会进贼了吧？我想起来了，我走的那地方。
It's like, girl, I didn't do nothing. What you
我
mean?
家门口吧，有两个人影在晃，我当时还纳闷呢，这么早出来干嘛的呀？对，一定是那两个人。一个平头小黑褂，还有一个腿有点瘸。
Okay, and then what will you do with on the boy's back tonight then?
北影毕业的对吧？
当过2次群众演练。
It's like, girl, I'm gonna kick your ass.
你不下来是吧？行，我直接送你去公安局。
去就去，我巴不得进看守所了，当着免费的房住，还免费的饭吃，还提前供暖，我连没事钱都省了。
I probably shouldn't, but I find him kind of endearing, the little thief man. Like I kind of like this.
你生活照样过得有滋有味的。
都赖你，
赖我？你还
Like I feel like they wouldn't have introduced him back into the story
我之前也是打工
if he wasn't supposed to play some sort of
是你把
role.
我带上了一条奢靡的不归路，要不是你把我背到你们家，一个劲儿的挤兑我，我能动偷东西的念头吗？要不是你那么有钱，一双鞋就好几万，我能心里不平衡一个劲儿造吗？要是你让我尝到了不劳而获的甜头，我能萌生出守株待兔的心理吗？要不是你给我一个行骗的灵感，我能成天在这蹲点吗？你说，这事儿不赖你赖谁啊
？360行，行行出状元，这句话还是真的呢。人渣圈能渣成王治水这样的，也算是个神了。不过听说每个变态的背后都有一段虐心的故事。
See, I can see you starting to sympathize with him too.
橘子解恨多了。
先松手。
你先保证不打我。
我不打你，你松手。你叫什么名字？
王治水啊！
扯淡！我调查过你档案，压根儿就没王治水这个人。
我没落户。
家是哪里的？
山东的。
北漂。
我姐是被大水淹死的，所以我才取名叫王治水。我很小的时候，爸妈就离婚了，我妈改嫁，我爸变卖所有房产就跑了，留下我跟奶奶生活。我初中就退学了，13岁在饭店端盘子，一个月240块钱。后来我奶奶没了，我大爷和我爸有过节，没人收留我，我就来北京了。
See, and I want to believe that it's not another act.
15定所，今天火车站，明天医院大厅。没学历去哪儿应聘呢？只能当民工。
Mainly because the music behind it makes me feel like it's not, but it could be a trick. I don't know.
还不会让人骗的。我碰到你那天，兜里就几十块钱了，想在酒吧蹭点酒喝，还让人家给踢出来了。没想到让你给背家里去了。你一出手就1000块钱，我当时就动心了。真的，你要是不挤兑我，我不至于偷你东西。我就拿着那些脏钱回老家买东西装货，在亲戚面前臭显摆。你知道当他们夸我的时候，我心里什么滋味吗？哥，我求你了，你送我去公安局吧。这日子真的熬不下去了，活得根本不像个人。
Now her question is, did he steal the watch?
想去公安局，要去自个儿去。
Because I feel like they place emphasis on him grabbing the wrist for a reason. I don't know.
你怎么来了？
我今天都来2次了。
啊？哦，你知道我这人怕乱，就想一个人出去静静。走，里边待会儿。
我不进去了，我来就想跟你说件事儿。那个王之水我找着了。
找着了？在哪儿找着了？人呢？
你听我说。
你是不是被骗了？
不可能，他还敢骗我呢。
也对，骗子很少重复骗一个人的。几点了？
I called it. Like I knew they emphasized him grabbing the wrist for some
不
reason.
是刚买一块表吗？没带了。
哥，我求你了，你送我去公安局吧。
I mean, he's good at what he does. Maybe he is just a repeating plot point. I don't know.
王之水，再让我逮着你，我拿牛噎死你！
简单的跟大家总结一下，刚才看到大家的这个搏击训练以后，第一个要了解什么叫五色理论。什么是五色理论？就是我们在训练的时候必须从白色到黑色的一个狂暴状态的一个转变过程，这是第一点。第二个，我们在搏击的时候技术方面一定要做到把你的最强的那个技术练到最好为止。同志们明白了吗？明白了。起立。今天的训练结束，感谢陈教官。解散。
Interesting.
来，兄弟们，我给你们带16来了。
And did you save the other ones for Daddy's own?
Esther 挑剩下的，你自个儿拿。
Bet your ass there is. Saved you the best one.
袁总，你这石榴咋比我这个大这么多？
I mean, size isn't everything.
哎，也比我的大一圈。
关键它很红，而且还很大。你看我这个又青又紫的。
I mean,
对呀，刚才我还是第一个挑的。
it's not his fault his is bigger and redder than
我
yours.
哪知道？显小给我拿回来，我还不乐意送呢。
给你，手这么凉，没穿秋裤吧？
我已经很多年没穿秋裤了。
这么臭美？
不是臭美，这是一种精神，一种不向大自然妥协的人生态度。
哎，管理员，过来。进 今天你晚点回去吧，把咱这的暖气试水，明天开始供暖。
明天开始供暖？这今天才2号呢，这往年都是17、18号供暖，这提前半个多月，那可得支付不少钱呢。
这部分开支从我个人账户里面扣除。
哎，好的。
好，去吧。
I see you, song. Mm-hmm.
是热的，竟然这么早就供暖了。
所有人立刻到更衣室换泳装，我们今天进行水中格斗训练，加油，快点！是。
Yes, praise Jesus. Get into your swimsuit. Okay, Daddy, I see you. Oh, that face is beautiful. Cute little cupcakes. What? Y'all ain't got no shame.
夏少，我能摸下你屁股吗？
Ain't got no shame.
摸起来肯定特筋道，筋道那是形容弹性才是形容手感的。
No shame whatsoever. I ain't mad about it though. I want to touch it too. Praise Jesus. Lord, this is a fantastic episode.
“水中格斗技术是一项综合性的实用技术。由于水的静浮力、阻力、压力以及水导热性的特点，对水中格斗人需要有更加全面的身体素质要求。今天我们就做一些水中格斗基本功的训练。
下面，请袁总亲自下水，为我们做示范。
Does he need a volunteer? A sparring partner? I want to get wet too. I mean, it just looks like he's swimming to me, but that's fine. I'll take it.
全部下水。
刚刚我讲要领的时候，你在听什么来着？
我没听。
Oh, baby.
听话，人家都看着你。来，听我口令，起来。1、2、3。腿不要弯，双腿打直，很用力。 好。
You better teach your baby how to swim.
袁总，他已经做得很好了，我觉得你可以去辅导一下其他人嘛。
He's like, Go swim somewhere. Why don't you go help somebody else?
继续啊，再坚持一会儿。好，再坚持一会儿。腿用力啊！抬头。
你是未来的路。
Okay, so the episode it felt very, very short. I mean, I know these episodes are short, but I feel like I've been reading these chapters so much, especially today, because I really wanted to record a reaction today. So I've just been reading. I got to like 15 chapters today. I've been reading so much and just like reliving things in my head that it just seems like it's longer, especially since it takes so many chapters to get through an episode. It's like this episode spanned about 3.5 chapters of the translation that I'm doing right now. And yeah, for the most part, it was pretty much the same breakdown. Like pretty much the same stuff happened, couple changes here and there, but there were some things left out. Again, details involving Zong and his behavior that I find concerning. So like if we look at this one little excerpt, so this is after Yao's friend Dayu just finished talking to the mugger guy, whatnot, just finished beating him up, and now he's waiting outside of Yao's house. So in the episode, Yao just came strolling up. It's like, hey, what are you doing here? He's like, what are you talking about? I've been here twice already. And then they went on with their conversation. Here, so Dayu's sitting there waiting for him at the house, and he's like, everybody in this damn novel is smoking. Everybody is smoking cigarettes, cigars all over the damn place. There's so many damn smokers. Kind of a turn off. I'm not here for it. So I'm glad that that's not the actual live action that we've got here. But so Dayu's waiting outside the house, and then Zhao and Zong, they pull up on the motorbike. So Zong silently watched Yao. Hold on, where did it go? So Dayu didn't return straight away, but he dropped by Yao's house. Yao had just come back and was standing 100 feet away. Zong silently watched Yao take his belongings out of the motorbike's trunk, leaving only a cell phone behind. Suddenly, Zong jerked Yao towards him, glaring deeply into those eyes. Yao scrunched his eyebrows using little force to push him away. "Don't touch me, let me go." Zong gave Yao a deep kiss on the lips. That didn't happen in this episode. Yao growled in his direction, but as he turned to walk away, there was a hint of anger in his eyes. With an energized state, Yao reached his house's doorway to see Dayu's impatient expression. And then we pick up, "Hey, you, where did you come from?" And then Dayu's like, "Oh, why'd you come here? Blah, blah, blah." And we get into the conversation that we had there. Although Dayu does ask him, "Who was that?" And he's like, "Oh, that's just the motorbike driver, motor taxi or whatever." He's like, "A motor taxi driver who kisses you?" And he's like, "What do you mean? There was no kiss, blah, 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 blah." And then they went to the conversation they had there. So that's one instance, again, with Zong just non-consently forcing kisses on Yao. Then if we hop to the next day when Yao brings in all the pomegranates. So that all happened the same. Brought in the pomegranates. Cool. And then after everybody, gets dismissed, and Yao and Zong are just sitting there talking. Where did that go? Alright, so let's see. With the air conditioning on in the office, a series of warm air circulated around. The moment Yao stepped foot through the door, he was urgently pressed against the wall by Zong, lips crashing against lips. Harsh breathing combined with thin lips produced the feeling of a real man simulating neurons in Yao's brain. "Hell no, let me go. Won't you stop already?" Yao had no idea how many times Zong had forced a kiss on him since their trip. All he knew is the number was uncountable. He couldn't move, he couldn't swear, just prolonged kissing. He didn't care anymore, or from deep within his heart had already accepted the situation. But Yao did not possess a spark of resistance, letting Zong taste every corner of his mouth. And it goes on for a little bit more. Then there's some touchy-feely, I'm feeling up on whatever, and that's how he ends up finding out that Yao's cold and not wearing whatever the underpants are. Not that he touches his hands or anything like that. But Zong is very, very aggressive, and consent, I don't know her. Don't know her. She's not present in this novel adaptation. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about this, because this whole time I've been watching the series, and Zong has just been this sweet, patient person who's like, okay, you don't have these feelings, you want to fight these feelings, that's okay. I'm going to continue to be sweet. I'm going to continue to be me. I'm going to continue to take care of you. And, you know, we are going to just eventually, you know, I'm going to wear you down. I'm going to win you over. Where here, he's like, fuck that shit. I'm going to just throw you up against the wall and kiss you whatever the hell I want to, whether or not you like it or not. And, you know, you're just going to have to deal with it. And I'm like, if they were in a relationship, if that had already been established, then yes, maybe this whole you throwing me up against the wall and putting these kisses on me and whatnot, yes, choke me daddy, praise Jesus. But like, we're not there yet, and I don't know how to feel about it. Well, I know how I feel about it. I don't like it. Yeah, so part of me kind of wants not to read the novel anymore, or at least not until I finish watching the rest of the series, because like, for me, the way that their relationship was progressing, like if I had not read, you know, the novel and I just watched this episode immediately after the last episode, like in my head, they didn't do any kind of sexy time, but they had all of these moments. They had these moments when they were on the bike, in the rain. They had these moments in the hotel. Like, they had all these like nice moments when they were out in the, you know, the whatever rocky cavern they were in or wherever before. Like, they had all these just nice, sweet moments, these innocent moments of connection, where it's like, okay, you could see Yao's wall starting to come down, and he was kind of just seeing Zong as just not as this adversary that he's been seeing this whole thing, or this antagonist he's been seeing this whole series, but just as a person, a cool person. And you could see them building that connection. It's like, okay, I like that. So then in this episode, when he did the whole pomegranate thing, which was super duper sweet, because obviously he was trying to save the best pomegranates for his baby. So like, when doing that, like, me coming off the last episode saw that as like, okay, this is just him making an effort to be nice and to continue on where we left off, and just try to build this friendship, try to build this dynamic a little bit more. It's sweet. It's a sweet little gesture of, you know, even though he didn't want to admit to Zong that, yes, I set aside the good ones for you, still, we as the audience got to see it, and it's like, okay, this is him just trying to make the effort. But after reading the novel, like, I'm all mixed up, because we went from sweet moment to I'm gonna attack you in bed to, okay, I'm gonna calm down from attacking you. Okay, I'm gonna attack you again in bed. Okay, I'm gonna calm down from attacking you in bed. I'm gonna go jerk off 7 times in the bathroom and, you know, call it a day. And now here, I'm going to bring you a pomegranate, it's sweet, and then I'm going to attack you once everybody leaves, and then I'm going to fuel you up, and then, like, it's a little bit more disjointed, me reading the novel. Like, I feel like the censorship, while yes, I don't like having everything censored, like, I would love to see some of these hot and heavy moments brought to life, especially with these 2 actors, praise Jesus. I feel like the censorship in a way kind of preserve, like, a lot of people were saying, oh, this isn't a BL, this is a bromance, this is bromance, blah blah blah. I'm like, and I keep saying, fuck that shit. I don't know what kind of bromances y'all have with your friends, but it ain't no fucking bromance happening here. Okay, this is just regular old romance happening here. And I feel like with the censorship taking out some of those more aggressive Zong actions, it just feels more romantic. It feels more cohesive and just romantic. Whereas me reading the novel, I'm jumping back and forth between Zong being too damn aggressive to sweet moment, to Zong being too damn aggressive to sweet moment, to Zong being too damn aggressive. And that's not the narrative I had in my head with Zong, you know, this whole time reacting to this series. I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, not a whole lot happened in this episode. You know, some things here and there, whatever, but like plot-wise, there wasn't an abundance of stuff that happened. But in me reading, you know, this chapter, I only got halfway through the chapter that I was reading when this episode stopped, so that just kind of coincides with feelings I've had watching certain episodes where I'm like, oh, that didn't feel like a logical stopping place, because the chapters tend to go on, you know, end the scene or whatever. So like, yes, there was more pool stuff that was going to happen, and I stopped reading once it got unfamiliar. So I'm like, okay, I'll save that for when I watch the next episode. Yeah, it's interesting, y'all. But we're back. We're back in the Advanced Bravely world, so I hope y'all enjoyed this hot mess of a reaction. It's going to be fun to edit, I tell you. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications so you'll be notified when all of my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments, and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you. Mwah. And before you guys go, a shout out to my amazing patrons. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your support. And if you guys would like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. I love you guys.